Hello, everyone. Welcome to TD Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today Dirk's going to continue his top five journey. This time it's
We
leadership
are doing
event.
leadership, and I think of all of them, this might be the one that might actually surprise Dave the most. I mean, my number one, I'm pretty sure Dave's got that one pegged, but my numbers 2 through 5 might surprise him a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll see. All right, so I'm going to start out with my honorable mention. This is one that strength and diversity. So this one costs 2 per player in the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's probably the biggest reason why it's the number 5, why it's the honorable mention and not higher up in the list, is because in a 4-player game, this is super freaking expensive to play.
But we usually play 2 or 3 players.
In a 2-player game, I'm much more likely to play this. So this is one that the higher the player count, the less likely I am to play this. Also, if I know this is one, I'm definitely, before I'm putting it in a deck, I'm checking with the other players, seeing what they're planning on playing. You know, of course, I don't know
I'm
what the
playing
team's
a
doing.
Tribal Avenger deck. Oh, I'm playing a Tribal Avenger deck.
Yeah, if everybody's playing Avengers, I'm probably not playing this. But I mean, I built this and I had this, I was pulling like 40. Well, we'll get to what it does here in a second. First, it's an alliance card, so other people can help pay for it. However, generally, if I'm putting this in a deck, I'm trying to make sure that I can actually afford to pay for it the majority of the time. I haven't been able to do it every time, and normally if I'm doing that, though, people tend to be able to try to help me out a little bit, but I'm going to try to play at least the bulk of this myself. But it is as a hero action for each different trait on friendly characters in play, and that's all characters, that includes allies. You're going to remove 1 threat from a scheme and deal 1 damage to an enemy. Now, unfortunately, characters does not include personas. I wish it did. But, and what I like about this, though, is it's each one you get to make this choice separately. So you can remove 1 threat from multiple different schemes. You can do five schemes and deal 1 damage to 3 different enemies to knock off some toughnesses. You can deal it all to one or the other. It's very versatile in how you use it. It's just because of the cost of it and the fact that, yes, it does require quite a bit out there. This one made my honorable mention list only because of that. All right. So my number 5, and maybe possibly the first surprise for Dave, not that it's on the list, but where it's at, get ready. So this is one, especially whenever I used to play Maria Recursion, is pretty much every leadership deck that I did. This one would have been my number 2. However, I have definitely started trying to get away from that a little bit. And so this one has partially moved down my list because of that. Also, the command team is the other thing that that has pretty much supplanted this, and this has definitely moved it. It has not moved it completely out of my top 5, but it's moved it down to the number 5 slot, and it's a shaky number 5 slot at that, because strength and diversity almost displaced it. But get ready. It readies an ally, but for a 0 cost. So yeah, great one. All right, my number 4 is Avengers Assemble. So this one is a 4 cost, so it's an expensive one, and it does have a maximum of 1 per round, so it's another one that limits how many times you can play it. But as a hero action, you're going to ready each Avenger character you control until the end of the phase. Each Avenger character gets +1 fort and +1 attack. I'm obviously going to be doing an Avenger build whenever I do this thing, but if you do that, it is definitely worth the cost of 4 to be able to play this. It's probably not going to make it on my first pass through a deck. It's probably going to be after I've gotten a little bit of setup done. But this one, if you've got a few allies out there or whatever, this could be a very powerful card.
Especially with us coming back to the Avengers, that these cards kind of resurfaced.
Yeah, and that being, there was some other cards that I like very much as well that are also kind of team-centric. This one made the top 5 because, yes, it's team-centric, but it is Avengers, and I think there are probably at least twice as many Avengers as any other group out there. If not, it's really close to being twice as many. All right. My number 2 is Morale Boost. So this is a 1-cost event. As a hero action, you're going to choose a hero, and until the end of the round, that hero gets...
Number 3.
Oh, number 3. My number 3. You're going to choose a hero, and until the end of the round, that hero gets +1 fort, +1 attack, and +1 defense. This one, I like this one. I've started using this one more and more. I do like the fact that it does not have to be me that I play this on. So, and being an event, I can play it out of turn as long as I call for an action, or I get an action from another player. And I will tend to, I do kind of intend on playing it on myself whenever I first build the deck, but I have no problem playing this on another hero if it's a better situation. So, and that's what made this one kind of increase the Avengers Assemble, because even though that one can do more damage or threat removal in a turn because of multiple allies, I do love the fact that you can boost somebody, especially if you got like Iceman in the game, or not Iceman, Quicksilver in the game that can ready multiple times. Yeah, this one's great. I love this one. All right. Now, my real number two, not the fake one like we just saw, but my real number two is actually lead from the front. This is a 2-cost tactic event. As a hero action, you're going to choose a player. Again, I love the fact that I could choose any player to do this. Each character that player controls gets +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. Now, this one bumped over the morale boost because the morale boost is cheaper. And it gives defense as well. However, this gives it to each character they control. So I do feel like for 1 extra cost, this one can give you a higher net return. So I do like this one just a little bit better. They were really close on the two of those, but this one does kind of supplant it just a little bit.
Yeah, as long as you're doing ally swarm.
Yeah, which I've been trying to actually do more and more of that. So that's probably why some of these cards are getting a little higher up on my list than they used to be. Because before, I spent probably a year, I would have never put a single one of those cards in my deck because I rarely used allies. But I've been using them more and I've started embracing them. And speaking of embracing allies, of course, we have my number one, which is probably no secret to anybody who's watched me, who's played games with me. If I'm playing protection, I'm playing Make the Call because there's a really good chance I've got Maria in that deck. I have actually started using this more often for non-Maria allies, but generally I'm playing Maria. But what this one does, it's a 0-cost event. If you happen to not have seen this one before, you can pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile. So it does not have to be yours, but generally it's going to be in my case. But you're going to put that ally into play under your control. Of course, if it's not yours, whenever it goes away, it's going to go back into that player, whoever owns its discard pile. But I do love this card because the fact that whenever you've got specific allies you're looking for, uh, obviously, for me, most of the time, it's still going to be Marie, even though I'm not playing as much recursion. But yeah, I absolutely love this card, and it's going to be hard for this one to get displaced in my heart.
Yeah, and recently, even though he had Maria in his deck, he actually used it to get Jessica Jones out because we were just like overwhelmed with side schemes. So Jessica Jones was like in my discard pile.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, let's get her. And so he was
Hey,
doing
it was worth it though.
Jessica
It was
Jones
definitely worth it.
recursion in a way, but
I'll tell you another character though that's actually fun to do recursion with, even though
Grant
we did
Ward is-
Grant Ward's another fun one. If you ever have a chance, he's got a downside, but get around the downside. He's a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes my top 5 leadership cards. So,
All right, so thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
and if you want to see more content by us, go and hit that notification bell down there, and you're going to get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.